Hey everybody, it's Lon.TV and we're checking out the Afterglow AG7 today. These are a pair of wireless headphones for the Xbox One. They also have integrated a microphone into them as well, so you can hear and talk to your friends while you're playing. It does require a USB dongle to operate though, so you have to plug this into an open USB port on your Xbox One console. I actually recommend the side one just because you'll get a better range back to your headphones across the room, but you can put them into any USB port that is available on your Xbox One. I also found that this works with the PC too, so I was able to get these to work with my Windows PC with the wireless adapter here, although it doesn't work with the Mac, at least in my testing. So let's take a look at the hardware real quick and then we'll get into some of the audio quality opinions that I have on this. They light up green, so when you turn them on you will get this green glow. It looks pretty cool in the dark. Because they licensed this as an Xbox One product, they put the Xbox One logo all over the box here, it is only going to light up green. You don't get any other colors, so if you want a different color headset, there are certainly other ones out there to check out. There's a mode button here, and what this does is it switches the audio mode from really nice and bassy to like ridiculously bassy. So if the standard boom isn't enough for you, these actually are pretty bassy sounding right out of the box. You can switch it into this bassier mode to get a louder boom out of it if you so choose. What's interesting though is that right now we're not connected to anything, that's why it's blinking the way it is, but this is a two-color light here in the microphone that comes out. And what this does is it'll indicate white if you're in the standard mode and red if you're in the bassier mode, which is kind of an odd choice that you would actually make this an indicator light for the audio mode as opposed to whether or not it is muted. So you can mute the mic just by pushing this in, except what happens is it'll blink twice to indicate that it is changed its mode, the microphone has changed its mode, but then it goes back to whatever color it was on before and then will like maybe blink once a minute or so to let you know that it's still muted. And I think that was kind of an odd choice. I would have preferred that they had the microphone be red when it was muted and white when it wasn't. It also doesn't mute automatically when it goes back into its little holder here, so that was a problem for me too. And actually I got another problem with the microphone too while we're on the topic. It doesn't sound all that loud, and I think there's a couple reasons for it. One, it doesn't extend all that far, so you can't really get it out in front of your mouth here. It just kind of stops right here. And it's also just not tuned very loudly through the wireless adapter. And I tried a whole bunch of different things just to make sure it wasn't just me. So I made a couple of calls on Skype on my Xbox. I went into a couple of chat rooms with it. Everyone said I was kind of low. And then I plugged it into my Windows PC and tried to record just using Audacity with this. And again, it was very low there too. And I think it's just how they tuned this mic. It just isn't all that loud. So if you're doing a lot of chatting, you're going to have some issues, I think, with the people you're talking with. You're going to sound very low. But the sound quality out of here is outstanding, actually. I was really impressed with how nicely these sounded. So from the standpoint of listening to game audio, it really sounds very nicely. A lot of punch to it, as I mentioned at the outset here. They're very bassy, very nice and comfortable to wear, too. So these have really nice padding around here. These are 50mm drivers on it also, so they fit all the way around your ears and really isolate out a lot of the sound around you. So they really do get you into the game in a nice way. And the battery lasts a pretty long time too. I've been playing with this off and on for a couple hours now, and it's been so far no issues with the battery, although it would have been nice to have a battery indicator to know how much more you had left. You charge it just with a USB cable that they include in the box right over here. And what I also liked is that they gave you a line-in option too, so you could plug this into an iPhone or an Android device or something else that supports just a standard headphone connector. So these will work on just about any device with the wire, and Windows and Xbox One with the dongle here. Now, it's interesting, when I plugged them directly into my computer, the mic volume was much, much better because I could adjust it. Here's what it sounded like.
Hey everybody, I am just testing the microphone to see how the quality is on it.
There are a couple of audio adjustments also. You can change the mix of chat and game. So as you move this more closer to chat, you don't hear any game audio at all and just the chat. And of course, you can mute the chat completely just by going over to game there. And then you have the volume control overall for the entire device on this side. And that's pretty much it. It's a pretty simple device. Really sound nice, although again, the issue I have with them is the microphone volume, which was a bit of a disappointment on these. So hopefully they can improve that, because it feels like it's something in this thing that is causing the issue with the microphone volume, because it sounded fine when I plugged it directly into my computer with the analog connector. So that is the Afterglow G7. These retail for about $100 or so, and this is Lon.TV. Thanks for watching.